Welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up. The line's wrapped around the stadium. Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's going to be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to. He look crazy, Bill.
Good feet on the old man.
Definitely come back soon. I love.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. All right, welcome in to the Jordy Culotta Show live on this Friday morning. Good Friday to you. Hopefully everybody out there had a good week. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share button, comment button. Shout out to our cuz, Scott Schneid. Just sent me a picture. He's up in the Blue Mountains.
Ooh.
Blue Mountain Ridge.
Is that like Appalachia?
Yes, so.
It sounds Tennessee to me, right? Or
the,
Kentucky.
He's got the show on. And he's watching in the Blue Mountains. So shout out to him. And everybody out there who's watching, make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button if you don't mind as we get going here on this Friday. We're scheduled to talk to Nathan Velasquez. Joe Schwartz and I were trading text messages last night as the team was heading back from Vanderbilt. He's going to try to make it in this morning at 8 o'clock. I know they got back late last night from Nashville as the Tigers clinched the second place overall seed of the 2 seed in the SEC tournament with the win last night in Nashville over Vanderbilt, and Angel Reese and Alexis Morris combined for an enormous night as the Tigers rolled. Angel Reese, of course, who is the reigning SEC Player of the Week. She's taken home that honor 6 times this season, combined with she had her 26 double-double before even the second half began last night. Alexis Morris had 21, so the two combined for 44 points last night as LSU beat up on Vanderbilt 82-63 to win the game last night. So,
and Ladeza Williams recorded 13 points.
Yep.
That's big for her. And 8 rebounds.
Big win.
They balled
last night. Yeah, they're getting back into tournament mode here as March is right around the corner. Remember our friends over at Go Chevrolet. Drive us every single day, GEAUX. Chevrolet.com is where you can find those guys online, or you can stop in and see them in LaPlace, Louisiana, where they have an awesome selection of brand new trucks down there at Go Chevrolet. GEAUX, Chevrolet.com is where you find them online. And our phone line brought to you by Metropolitan Health Group. Real doctors, real solutions. Charlie Harvey, Jason Ramazan, and the crew over there at Metropolitan Health Group bringing you our phone line. So we appreciate them each and every day. It's been a kind of a slow sports time, but I guess the big news is that Aaron Rodgers has busted out of his 4-day in the darkness bender that he has been on the last couple of days, and I guess now it's just a waiting game to see where he goes.
But didn't you think the whole time I did, you might not have, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but the whole time we were talking about the darkness retreat, I just thought this was something he was like setting up for himself, like it was like a private home or something that he did, right? I didn't know there was a specified place in Oregon called Sky Cave Retreat where you go do this. Did you think that the whole time?
I never knew that there was I had to imagine that there was some type of he wasn't just going to chill in a dark room that he
but I kind of thought he was.
I figured that he had done some type of research on it because he was talking about what he expects to happen.
It's a real deal thing.
But there's a YouTube of somebody that goes 5 days on this thing, and Stewie put me on this before the show, and I mean, it's crazy.
You see my man struggling.
I mean, it is wild to see just kind of the human body try to adapt to the long-term darkness and like what this guy goes through. It's like it says he sleeps for 16 hours and you don't know if he slept for like 30 minutes or 24 hours.
Well, you wouldn't, right? When you wake up, like, who are you? Where are you? What time is it? What day is it? Type thing, right?
It's dark.
He was in a 300 square foot area, and it had a queen bed in it, a bathroom, and a meditation mat. That's it.
I don't.
It's 300 square feet. I mean,
how do you use the bathroom?
Well, there's a bathroom,
I know,
but I
but,
guess
like,
you just know where you are. I mean, I guess you go in and kind of get your bearings, right? Like, here's the toilet.
You gotta live like a
Here's the
blind
bed.
person.
You know,
golly, man.
I mean,
I'd be so worried to stub my toe.
I know.
you
oh my
definitely are
God.
stubbing your toe, right?
The worst.
I think he
Like several times.
the guy actually like turns over in the bed and like kicks the wall. It's like, oh, I know that hurt.
Yeah, it would have to be small. Otherwise, you would just be wandering around the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like what? I mean, Green Bay has to be so annoyed by this point, right? They're so tired of
I would
this.
think so. Yeah, I mean, I would think that they're just like, come on, man, let us know. What's the deal here?
Yeah,
I think he ends up in Vegas.
Yeah.
you do.
I do. I think that Vegas is the best situation. I think they're the closest and ready to win. And they have kind of all the things that he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they checked all the
All
boxes,
the boxes
man.
for
I mean,
Rodgers.
And from Vegas' standpoint, I think Rodgers checks the boxes that they need.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're a quarterback away. It's definitely not going to be Jarrett Stidham.
Oh God.
You know, I mean, when you look not only in the AFC right now, but specifically in that division, who they have to play every year. I mean, Sean Payton just got there with Denver. Kansas City and Mahomes are there, the reigning world champs. The Chargers are there with Justin Herbert and a new offensive coordinator that seems like they're going to start working him out and getting him going. So it's, you know, I mean, it's a place where you got to have some firepower under center. And Aaron Rodgers at the end of his career with a, you know, chance to win and reunite him with Devontae Adams, and, you know, all of the weapons that Vegas has built in already. I mean, I think they were trying to, Green Bay was trying to work a deal for, what's the big tight end, Waller?
Yeah, Darren Waller.
For Darren Waller, you know, for a while Rodgers was there, like up until the trade deadline last season before Vegas locked him up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Rodgers has been intrigued by, you know, some of the weapons they have. And we mentioned Devontae Adams is over there and, you know, his former teammate. So, I think Vegas is,
Or the
is
Jets.
the team. And
Or the Jets.
The Jets seem like they're the most desperate for him.
Yeah, they
You know,
do.
like they seem like they're the ones that were willing to make the trade. They feel like they're close with the defense. I just Rodgers in New York with the Jets it just doesn't make.
The intrigue there is Nathaniel Hackett was his offensive
Yeah.
coordinator in Green Bay, and the Jets just hired him as their offensive coordinator. So, you know, that's the only thing I would think.
I guess that
send
could
him
be an
there.
attractive piece, you know. But I think they're still the Jets.
Yeah.
You know,
Jets
I
gonna
mean,
jet.
I mean, at some point the Jets are going to go Jets, right? And it doesn't matter if it's Aaron Rodgers or if it's Mark Sanchez. I mean, it just feels like at some point they're going to be a butt fumble in there.
Something's gonna
You know what I
happen.
mean? Like something weird's going to go on.
He needs to make a decision though, right?
Well, I think
Are
it's
you-
going to come. I think it'll be here in the next. You know, it might happen this weekend.
Well, that's like affecting everyone else, right? Like Derek Carr, Garoppolo,
Not really.
Tannehill, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar, not
I mean,
really.
isn't everybody kind of waiting to see what Rodgers is going to do?
No, I think that, you know, I mean, people understand Rodgers is, you know, he is a small market.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably only 2 or 3 teams that are really in it. At this point, if I'm Green Bay, it might be time to like cut bait.
Yeah.
just
You
cut
know,
him.
it's just like, hey man, this has been a hell of a run. You know, I mean, your name's going to be in Lambeau Field forever. You know, I mean, your number's going to be retired.
Probably gonna get a Ring of Honor.
You know, you're one of the greatest Packers of all time, but it's over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just like it's this dog and pony show every single offseason of what's going to happen and what's going to go on. I'm sure is fun for you
Yeah.
But I mean, like you were here. I mean, like he had a front row seat to the Brett Favre stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to at that time been like, come on, man.
Bro, just go.
I mean, either come or go. What's it gonna be, man? I mean, like every single summer, you're just hanging us out. You know, what I mean,
Think about Jordan Love. How
yeah,
he
I mean,
feels.
it's an
like-
identical situation.
I want to play, but
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
if I'm
like,
gonna play.
I mean, what are you gonna do? what's the deal?
Yeah, he just needs to decide.
Which
Like,
I believe
would-
he will. Here pretty
He
soon.
I mean, he just came out of a darkness retreat, right? Shouldn't he have more clarity than anyone on earth?
I think that's where he went. That's why he went.
I want to know. I want to like hear him speak about it.
Oh, he'll probably be on McAfee sometime.
Yeah, he
soon,
should be on
talking
McAfee,
about it.
breaking it down.
Yeah.
All right, so LSU basketball, women's basketball last night rolls. Big day for LSU baseball today as they open up the Round Rock Classic. This will be fun to watch as LSU is going to play Kansas State at Dell Diamond Stadium in Round Rock, Texas. This is the AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. You see Paul Skeens again, who last week pitched 6 innings, struck out 12, only gave up 1 walk in pretty crappy conditions last Friday in Baton Rouge. He'll turn it around this week versus Kansas State today at 2 o'clock. And we talked to Chris Blair yesterday, and Blair will not be on the call. They'll be sending, it'll be Jeff Palermo from Louisiana Network will be over there with Bill Franquez calling the games for LSU. But look, Skeens was named SEC Pitcher of the Week on Monday. He was also named one of collegiate baseball's National Player of the Week in his debut. As we said, 6 shutout innings for the big righty, 12 strikeouts, which is the most for an LSU pitcher since back in 2021 when Landon Marceau had 12 versus South Carolina. Trey Morgan had a heck of a week after going 0 for 8 in the opening weekend. He turned around on Tuesday night and hit for the natural cycle. It was the first time the cycle had been accomplished at LSU in 13 years, dating back to,
Mikey Ma took 2016.
that's right, 2010.
Oh, dang it. 2010.
That's right. I'm sure Mikey
Wow.
appreciated that. You made him a lot younger.
Yeah.
2010. April 6th, 2010.
And you
got
know,
my sixes
one
mixed
person
up.
who we didn't talk a lot about this week who had a really solid opening week of play has been Gavin Dugas.
Yeah.
I mean, that second base role feels like, that's going to be some pretty stiff competition. Now, there were reports yesterday that Tommy Tanks was taking infield with the team yesterday back in Texas. So maybe
Already?
he's in. Yeah,
I
so
thought it
think,
was like a 2-week deal.
yeah, I think that he might be a little further ahead of schedule.
It's a big guy, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got Nippolt, who's played really solid. They moved him to third after getting the start at second base last week. That gave Gavin Dugas the opportunity, who stepped in and played really good with his glove, but then, of course, really shined last week with his bat. He had 2 home runs. He was 6 for 8 last week, scored 3 times. He had 2 home runs, as we said. He batted .750 in the open week for LSU. So he's been fun to watch through the first couple of games. And then, you had Gavin Dugas, and you also had Gavin Guidry from Barb, who's a true freshman that really looks the part at second base. I mean, he had a really nice night offensively versus Southern and showed that he's got potential in the field as well. That's some really good competition at second base. I mean, it feels like whoever you go with, whoever is going to be, and this is going to be a tough decision, I think, for Jay Johnson ultimately when it comes down to it. If Tommy White is healthy and he's your third baseman, it seems like right now Ben Nippolt, who transferred in, kind of a weird name.
It is. They're telling you how to pronounce it in the chat.
What is it? Nippolt?
I guess.
Nipple? Or is it
Nippolt?
Nipple?
Nippolt?
Is it Nipple?
I don't. I mean, it's.
So
I mean,
quick
even though if you
nipple.
spell it out in there, it's still like I don't know for sure. Nippolt
Give
or
me a
Nippolt?
pronunciation somewhere.
Ni or ni?
Also, Jordy, the Blue Mountains are in Australia.
Wait,
Good
no.
Lord.
Yes, that guy is watching us from Australia.
I
New
feel like there are
South
Blue
Wales.
Mountains here too, right? Like Kentucky has like a Blue Mountain range.
But what if he's in Australia,
He
Katie?
could be in Australia,
Trying to-
Let me
but that's
confirm
like
here. Let me
Trying to
confirm.
expand
what
our
even
viewership.
time is it there?
I don't know.
Okay, that's weird. Oh, Nuppolt. Steven says Nuppolt.
Okay. All right.
Everybody else is still saying nipple.
Nipple.
All right, Joe Schwartz is up. He'll be here in a few. He'll be here at 8:00.
So Kansas State is 4-1, and they've hit 11 home runs in their last 5 games. They
Nice.
swept Stephen F. Austin.
Cool. I haven't seen Paul Skeens.
It'll be a nice little test for
I'm
Skeens
just
here.
telling you, that's where they sit. And Iowa is also a perfect.
Can we watch this
3-0.
game today?
Do we?
No, can we?
Our
Like-
guy
I don't know. That's what I
JD
was-
said you have to go to like Pluckers or.
Okay,
somewhere
that's right. And
that's
then there's
streaming
like
it.
you get a streaming deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you stream
I
it?
think it's like $24 for the weekend or something.
I'll give the people a little insight. Cagenomics on YouTube. He has
Okay.
it all.
That's who does it.
That's the man. He has it all. All LSU baseball streams.
All right.
Hope I don't
Good.
get him taken down, but you know.
Blue Ridge Mountains are in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Stewie.
Georgia.
He said Blue Ridge Mountains. See, all I heard was Blue Mountains. Sorry.
Blue Ridge Mountains. You had him in
Georgia.
Australia, Stewie.
I mean, hey, look.
Doesn't it seem like Blue Ridge Mountains are like really backwoods people, right?
Yeah.
Just sounds like it would be.
Banjos.
Yes. Total band. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Spitting in the can.
Deliverance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally like that. No offense to who told you that? It was someone in the chat?
Yeah. No, not in the chat. Somebody texted me.
Oh, okay.
My cousin.
Oh, I was like, wait, do you know them? Why don't you just ask where the hell the Blue Ridge
I did.
Mountains are? Are you in Australia or Georgia?
I was in Blue Ridge, Georgia this morning watching the show. So
That's cool.
shout out to Scotty. Remember Daily, we're brought to you by RMB Builders. Rhett Bourgeois and his crew over at RMB, getting you set here for spring. As if you're looking to reconstruct your house, rebuild a home, if you're looking for a new house, you can get in touch with Rhett Bourgeois and RMB Builders. They got a great Instagram that you can find on social media if you're looking for them. Get over there and follow some of the projects that they have moving right now. They got new houses, they got reconstruction, they got commercial projects going on. So whether you need something done around the office or around the house, get in touch with Rhett at RMB Builders, rmb-builders.com. Remember, hit him on Instagram as well, as he can help you out. As you get in touch with him on Instagram just by sliding in the DMs.
Ooh,
for
yeah.
R&B Builders.
Slide into Rhett's DMs.
That's right. Tell him you need some work.
Those old handy jobs.
That's right, man. Yeah. Got to start somewhere. The Pelicans are struggling as they are losers last night in Toronto, 115-110 last night. Pelicans still playing without Zion after the All-Star break. And we're not going to talk about the Pelicans for a long time, obviously, because of just the struggles right now, and they're not playing at full power. So it will be it'll be interesting to see how they can kind of get it together here in the second half of the season after the All-Star break, once they get back to full strength. And hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later for the Pelicans, who have been struggling mightily. And last night fall 115-110 in Toronto as they fall to the Raptors. Man, there's not a lot going on in sports.
There's not a lot going on in sports.
I mean, it's just kind of that time of the year.
It is.
Baseball
Baseball, which
season.
we don't know enough about. The women do play Mississippi State on Sunday.
Mississippi State has an ambidextrous pitcher.
I know. I watched videos of him last night.
He's really good.
He's pretty cool. That's what they're talking about in the chat, too. Yeah. Pretty interesting. I still can't pronounce his name.
Yeah,
I don't
We'll
understand
get
why
there.
Mississippi State's so bad at baseball, and I'm not taking shots.
No,
but
I know
mean,
you're
like,
not.
If you're the national champs 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But I mean, last year wasn't great. I mean, we lost so many people.
and that's fine. Like I
Right.
get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you were a senior based team that
Yeah.
won the national championship,
Yeah.
a lot like Ole Miss was. last
Totally.
year.
Totally normal.
You know, there's going to be a ton of turnover,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
But Ole Miss is ranked pretty high coming into the season, and we were too the season after we won and then blew it. I think we
Yeah,
were
but I
ranked
think
like
that
3
there's
going
a lot
in.
of like. Remember LSU in 2021?
Yes.
Or 2020.
Yes.
During COVID, during football, like they were ranked like,
Right.
top 3, top 5 in the country, and everybody was like,
I know.
This is not good.
Preseason. I get sick of that preseason
Burrow,
crap.
no Chase. It doesn't look the same around here. And I think that just comes with like the respect of the ring.
Yeah.
You know, like the fact that you won the ring,
Exactly.
you'll be like you'll get the respect of just being in a preseason poll.
Yes.
But after opening weekend, Ole Miss looks, like they look like they've at least
Yeah, they
put
look
it back
pretty good.
together.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
like
look
they're not
pretty
going to
good.
fall off the cliff.
Right. And I mean, I don't think we're terrible. I mean, we lost a game, but I mean,
no. I'm not claiming that you're terrible, but
season...
even like the preseason expectation.
Yeah, I know.
Around Mississippi State is not what I would have expected.
It's not the norm.
2 years after coming off a natty, because this is when you should be kind of like celebrating the fruits of that.
Right.
Like you should have been able to recruit 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now these guys should be kind of like coming into their own.
Yeah.
You know, like they should have some youngsters starting to play a lot.
Right. It's definitely not the norm.
You know, I mean, I know that it's a very competitive, league, obviously in the SEC, and
especially there with State and Ole Miss.
Yeah, right. Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and it's a state that produces a ton of baseball talent.
Well, yeah, it's country. Baseball's a country sport. I mean, there are baseball players coming out of every county in Mississippi, and it's a fight between 2 SEC schools to get them. So plus Southern Miss, who is great this year also and was great last year, and they got a bunch of good players. You know, there are a lot of baseball schools there. So we'll see.
Some Louisiana flavor on Mississippi State too.
They usually
Amani Larry is from Louisiana.
Is that Southwest Louisiana, like Barb?
He is from Bossier City. He went to Parkway.
Okay.
Oh.
North Louisiana. I mean,
because it's usually those like Colin. You know, some people from here go to Colin and play there, so it's usually they kind of get in that mix. We'll see.
There's a lot of junior colleges in Mississippi State or Mississippi. I still think it like BRCC is missing a golden opportunity to have a football team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
There's no junior college football.
None in Louisiana.
What do they have?
Which makes 0 sense.
They have like
at BRCC.
They have basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have baseball?
Baseball.
They have baseball.
Yeah, I have two friends that play baseball at BRCC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do they play? Did they
play
have
at Goldsby Field up in North Baton Rouge, where the Rougarou play?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then BRCC's on-campus basketball gym
is
nice, awesome.
Really?
Oh man, it's beautiful. I mean, it is a beautiful facility, and it's sitting like right in the middle of the parking lot. I mean, it's
like it's just there. Like
it's just like sitting right in the middle, right there in between Florida Boulevard and Government Street. But they've had a basketball program now for a while, like over a decade.
Basketball and baseball.
Yeah, Todd Foster, who was the former Christian Life coach, who had those Christian Life teams.
Did Christian Life close?
Yeah, Christian Life closed.
Damn.
But he coached like those state championship teams that Christian Life were putting together in like the early 2000s, and then he got the BRCC job, and they were pretty competitive early on. I know Don Green had the job for a while there, the former Parkview coach, and now Brock Cantrose over there is the athletic director.
Yeah, that's right.
And he came through here, and that was something that I know that they're discussing is, trying to not revive, but I guess trying to establish football at BRCC. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it makes so much sense. And if you're LSU,
it does.
I mean, like if you're a school like LSU, or if you're a school like Tulane or UL or some of these schools, Southern, that recruit South Louisiana, like you would be like, hell yeah, what can we do to support that?
Right.
You know, like donate equipment, practice fields, whatever it may be, just to kind of show like, hey, when y'all get players, like make sure we're first in line.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about how many academic risks there are in recruiting. I mean, especially out of state, it's probably why Mississippi has as many JUCOs as they have. It's just because, you got to get these guys qualified. And Louisiana battles some of the same issues, and a school like BRCC having a junior college, they would probably be dominant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would.
The only reason I would say it's kind of late is because of the transfer portal. Like, the transfer portal's kind of killed, like, that JUCO recruiting section of it. Like, you could just go get a kid from Georgia to come to Mississippi State rather than go to JUCO and get a kid that you don't know anything about.
Yeah, like Kansas, the state of Kansas has a lot of successful junior college football. Like Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
went to junior
Garden
college.
City.
I didn't know that.
It was like
in Kansas?
in like Coffeyville, Kansas.
Garden City. That's where he went.
What was it?
Garden City.
Garden City.
Yeah.
Well, does LSU not pull from like, PRCC in Mississippi,
Oh yeah.
EMCC?
Oh yeah, they pull.
Those are a couple of good
Demetrius Byrd went to Colin, maybe, or he went to he came from a JUCO out of it. Maybe Hines.
Yeah, that's another good one.
They got
like Cordell Patterson, I remember, was at Hines.
Okay.
Community college that LSU was in a stiff recruiting battle with.
I don't know if you remember Stephen Guidry. He went to Mississippi State
from Lutcher.
Yep.
Lutcher.
And he was an LSU commit when he went into JUCO.
Left to go to Mississippi State.
So I mean, you can, obviously you can get some players, and was a fertile recruiting ground. But I'm with you, Stewie. I think the transfer portal is really kind of diluted. Ultimately what you can get out of there. Speaking of Alvin Kamara,
good night.
Oh man, this Kamara stuff is not good, man.
What's the latest on him?
Well, the video has come out from the Vegas nightclub.
I heard about that. I haven't seen it.
The fight is the video of the fight is a little confusing. I mean, there's so many people.
It is a lot of people.
Can we play it or?
There's a lot of people, but the part that's gonna get Kamara is that
you can tell it's him.
They were in an Uber, or they were in the car leaving, and in that car there's a video, like on the dashboard recording recording the passengers, and all of the passengers in the car are like Kamara and his crew, and Kamara's like, I connected with that bleep on his jaw. He
just saw it.
Yeah, he outright says it.
It's like indicts himself. I mean, it's just like,
you're always being recorded, most likely. Yeah. You're in an Uber, you're in a taxi, like your friends have a phone, like freaking think about what you're saying.
But now Kamara faces charges of conspiracy to commit battery and battery resulting in substantial bodily harm, according to documents. There is a couple of people with Kamara, including his manager, Percy Harris. But the video of this stuff is just, it's no bueno. It's no good for the Saints. It's no good for Kamara. As you're watching it now, compliments of
Channel 8 News.
Channel 8 News in Las Vegas.
Like
so you know what I mean? Like this is the fight.
Wait, where is he in it?
He is, that's not him right there. That's him right there. Walking out. That's him with the braids.
Okay. Rewind it. Let me see. Okay, so now I know which one he is. He had the orange shirt on.
Hold up. So
yeah,
he's
I think
like,
so, right?
He's like the first one. All right, so this is him right here. Like, right.
Okay.
The one in the back?
The one punching the person right now. Like,
okay.
He's at the front. That's him swinging the punches.
Yeah.
And like he kind of gets out of it. Like he's at the top.
He did.
He's like, all right, I'm done. And
right.
The other guy's stomping him out. And then it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean he really does back off.
But
but still,
but there's somebody like grabbing him, telling him like, we gotta go, bro. Like we gotta go.
That's a good friend right there.
I mean, what'd this dude do? He asked for an autograph?
Yeah, what did spur this?
I don't know if he asked for an autograph. It was something that he said to him in the elevator. And, like, they exchanged words, and then they got into it, and Kamara obviously punched him. So, yeah, I don't know what he said, but he probably said something that he might not.
Clearly.
Or, I don't know. I really don't know. 'Cause sometimes some people are just aggressive.
I mean... Kamara's got to know better than that, man. I mean, he's too easy of a target.
I know.
To not understand, like, man, we can't do that.
Oh, this is him in the car.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the car, and they're like celebrating.
All I hear are the bleeps coming from my headphones.
She said, leave me alone. Oh my God. Hey, I'm looking at I'm thinking he know her. Next thing I hear is, what?
So what do you think?
The driver has zero expression on his face.
I see. He was trying to talk to Alvin Kamara's girlfriend. And, like, she was like, leave her alone. And the dude wouldn't leave her alone. So, fighting ensued.
It's always over y'all.
It is, right?
It's always over the woman.
It's always over
the woman. 100%
is.
It's
always.
It's a strong pull we've got on y'all.
Always.
I mean,
literally, almost every fight at anything, it's always a girl.
Yes.
I mean, it's why friends stop liking each other.
Like,
it is.
It gets
why people
deep.
stop hanging out.
It really
It's
is.
why people fight.
Yeah.
It all comes back to one
It's
thing.
just the nature. It does one
nature of the
singular
beast.
thing.
Undefeated.
It really
Undefeated.
is.
It really is, man.
My mama taught me that real early.
Undefeated.
What about Netflix? Have y'all heard about the quarterback series?
I have.
Called Quarterback?
I have.
I didn't realize that was happening.
Have you watched Full Swing?
No.
Full Swing is a must-watch,
What's
and I'm
that?
not even a golf fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's golf?
Yeah.
It is.
It follows.
I thought you were gonna say
like,
baseball.
It follows like
pro
each
golfers.
week, and like I gobbled up the entire 8-episode
Really?
series
For golf?
like in almost like 24 hours.
This is a big
Like,
thing
I
right now,
mean,
Katie. Like everybody's talking about it.
It's
Like,
kind
Dude,
of
like, why is it so
Once you
good?
watching Drive to Survive,
Yeah.
the indie thing. I mean, it's a lot like that,
Right.
You know, what I mean, it's just following these specific, one driver a week,
Okay.
one golfer a week, and it's like, first off, a golfer's life
is wild.
is nuts.
Is it?
I mean, like it's just
Like the partying or just their schedule?
No, just the competition each week. I mean, we discount and don't take into account how tough the PGA Tour is
Yeah.
week in, week out for like a ton of people. Like for the top 10 in the world, it's a different life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's a totally different world that they live in. They fly everywhere private. I mean, like this dude, golly, what, the dude from Europe who's the Ian Poulter. He's kind of like he dresses kind of like he wears like the plaid pants. I mean, this guy has like he's got a house in England, he's got a house in Orlando. He flies private everywhere. His kids are like like growing up in this like they're like having putting contest on a private jet over the
Oh my
Atlantic. You know what I mean?
God.
Like, but then it also introduces the Live storyline.
Oh, I would
And-
be interested in seeing
and like
that.
seeing like the pressure that these guys are getting to join the tour. Like they have like 1 week they follow Dustin Johnson. Like they
That's
go in
cool.
with Dustin Johnson and Paulina Gretzky, and I mean like they show their life, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean like Johnson is he's a trip. You know what I mean? Like he's a big personality, and he signs with Live.
Yeah.
They also follow Brooks Koepka, who is like in it,
Yeah.
struggling mentally. Like it shows how brutal of a game golf is to these guys.
Is this like a limited series? Like,
Yeah, it's like
you
an
binge it?
episode. It's
Okay.
like an 8-episode season. It's
Okay,
like
that's
season,
it.
It's like a season 1.
Yeah.
A full swing.
Are they going to do more?
I don't know. I mean, it was very successful. And I'm sure it, from the PGA Tour standpoint, they have to find more ways to market these guys.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
they're losing, personalities like Ian Poulter. He goes to Live in the middle of it. Brooks Koepka goes to Live in the middle of it. Dustin Johnson goes to Live in the middle. I mean, like they're losing like marquee guys, and Rory McIlroy is kind of like the PGA's knight in shining armor. Like he's the one that they're like, Rory, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Some of these younger guys like Justin Spieth
Yeah.
and Justin Thomas. Is it Justin Thomas? I think the golfer from Alabama.
Yeah, I think it is.
I mean, like all of those guys are featured on it as well. I mean, it's just a cool behind the scenes look at a totally different life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a totally different life. And then there's also stories of like the competition of making it on tour.
Yeah, I can't even
Like,
imagine.
I
What
mean,
that's
there's this
like.
guy named, I believe his name's Joel David or Brad David, Joel David, I believe. And he's one of these guys that is like crazy talented. Like all of the pros are like, this is the dude. You know what I mean? Like if we could just get out of bed and swing it like this cat, it would be incredible. He's just like a natural golfer, but he's a pessimist. He's a negative. His head, like when the first thing he says when he sits down, he's like, there are guys that are meant to win major championships, and I've resorted that I'm just not one of them. And like everybody on tour is like, bro, if you gave a damn, like you might be Tiger Woods.
Oh, that's so
like,
weird.
And just to see the mental grind that
Yeah, it's
golf
got to be a lot.
is, and just like I mean, if you don't make the cut, if you go to a tournament, they play a tournament every week.
God.
Like they go play a tournament every single week, And if
For
you,
how long?
And if
Like,
you missed it, I mean,
what's
it's
the
probably for like
season?
8 months.
Jeez.
You know, I mean,
It is
if
a
you
long
think about it,
season.
because they just travel like, you know, like
To,
they
like,
just
warmer
beat
places?
the weather pattern.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like right now they're playing in Hawaii and California.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they'll just kind of make their way across the, like in April they'll play the Masters.
Do most golfers go to college, like play golf in college and then go to the pros from there? Like, is that how it
Yeah.
works? Like,
Yeah.
the really good ones, are they all like college golfers, or do some of them skip that? Like, do you have to go play in college
No,
to
I think
be that good?
a lot of them have to go play in college, and then like, you know, if you're really good, you can leave early.
Or like the foreigners, like they don't play
Like
college.
Colin
Oh.
Morikawa, who's like the 3rd ranked golfer in the world right now, like he left school early. He was, I believe, at Northwestern, and he's a freak.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, like these high elite top 10, like John Rahm, and then like Scotty Scheffler is like the big story during this season. He just like comes in and like starts like winning all of these tournaments, like, and like comes out of nowhere.
Are there colleges that are known to be really good at golf
I'm
and
sure.
producing
I
golfers?
think LSU's pretty good at golf.
LSU is?
LSU's pretty good. They're pretty good, but I mean, like,
There's some
I
big
think like
ones.
Georgia, you know, like think where you know,
yeah,
like
I guess
a lot
that would
of
make
people
sense.
play golf. You know what I mean? Like in those types of climates.
Katie, their season lasted in 2021. Their season started September 16th, 2021, and ended August 28th, 2022.
I mean, it's a year.
Yeah. So full
So
year.
you play year round. There's really no season.
No breaks. Yeah.
No wonder they have like mental issues and are
Yeah.
so wild, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man, like you
I
see it.
mean-
Like I mean,
You don't really get a break.
it is wild. And then like, you know, having, you know, juggling a family. You know what I mean? Like it's
For sure.
It's difficult, man. I mean, like this guy like Tony Finau is on the tour, and he is a his culture, I want to say, is Polynesian, where it's built around family. And the whole thing is built around the family unit. And his wife's father, his father-in-law, passed away last year, and his wife was, you know, I mean, so tight with her dad, and it was so effective for her. Like, he's been traveling with his family for the last year, and he's got like 4 kids.
He takes them all with
And he
him.
takes them all with him. And like people who are on tour are like, I can't imagine, because like when they fly in, they're like just like totally locked. You know what I mean? They're like locked in. Like Finau's like swinging his kids on the putting green. You know, like I mean, he's like
Yeah.
playing with his kids, and like he's like, I couldn't imagine it any other way.
Aw,
you
that's
know?
kind of cool though.
Yeah, but then he also kind of starts to struggle a little bit. So like people are like, you got to find that balance.
Yeah.
Of, do you want to be great? Do you want to, or do you want to be the family guy?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
that's tough.
it is fun. It was a great watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have to check it out
It
then.
definitely pulled me in, and I could like. I mean, I just kept watching. I mean, it was cool to see kind of the stories, and then like Rory McIlroy is the last one, and man, you forget how long it's been since he's won on tour. Like the gap that he had, and just the personality that he is on tour. And you know how much these guys still love Tiger Woods too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Arthur Coco says LSU won a natty in golf.
Yeah, they
I
did.
didn't realize that.
John Peterson and
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, LSU's put some guys. You know, it is. There's one right now. His name's escaping my mind. I'm
Is
sorry.
it
From
Smiley,
North Louisiana.
Is it Smiley Coffin?
No, not Smiley. He was here a couple of years ago from North Louisiana. He was on campus with Leonard Fournette and Alex Bregman and Ben Simmons.
Damn,
and
I know you're talking about. But
Sam
I can't think of
Burns.
his name. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
and Sam
God, yeah.
Burns. Because I remember they were promoting, like, they got the big four.
Yeah.
They had Simmons, they had Bregman,
Leonard.
they had Fournette, and they had Sam Burns.
What a time to be on campus.
That
know,
was,
right?
man. That was. I mean, that was superstar power.
Yeah.
Superstar power.
I'll have to check that out. But I want to check out quarterback. I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's come out
I,
yet.
I think they should go back to QB1, like the high school, follow the high school kids.
Yeah.
Because, like, NFL, like, it's cool, but, like, nobody wants to see Jackson Mahomes for
Well,
a full
it's
episode.
Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota.
Oh, so fun.
Those are the 3. Yeah, they were mic'd up during this whole season
Oh, really?
and filmed at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
So
super
do they
into
have
that.
access to the facilities and stuff?
I guess so. Yeah.
So it must be a part of NFL Films.
It's being produced by Mahomes's 2 p.m. Productions with help from NFL Films and Peyton Manning's production
Omaha
company.
Productions.
Wow, everybody making money.
I know, right?
Yeah, a little money in there for everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool.
I wonder why they picked Marcus Mariota.
I don't know. I kind of wondered that
Who's
too.
the three?
Him and Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes.
Marcus Mariota, Pat Mahomes, and Kirk Cousins. Strange
It's going to be
three.
interesting.
I mean, you also had to realize a lot of these guys are private.
I know.
Really,
That's
really
why it's so
private.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised to see Mahomes allowing this access out of the three of them. You know, he's the one that doesn't have to.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
he
I mean,
says,
he's the one that can, you know, his life won't change at all.
no, he doesn't
Yeah.
have to.
I'm worth $500 million.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
have to do
He says, from welcoming home a new baby in the middle of the season to welcoming the Lombardi Trophy back to Kansas City, our crew is there for it all. But I mean,
Wow.
if he's part of the production, then I'm sure he has some
Oh,
say
sure.
so.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
like,
it sounds
right?
like he's the brainchild.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like he had to sign. He's the one that had to say, yeah, we'll do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. We can do that.
Exactly.
And this is, look, man, this is the way of the world right now. I
It
mean,
really is.
It is.
And it's
people-
what we want to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely what we want to see, and you know, it's behind the scenes access. It's storytelling. It's you know, great opportunities to learn about people and learn. That was the thing that pulled me in on Full Swing, was that just getting to realize like how different of a life, and how even look, there's a lot of highs of being a golfer, and if you can make it and win a couple of tournaments, I mean, your life is really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It is a really cool life, or at least, you know, from the Netflix edition of it. But there's also some things that you're like, damn, I didn't realize how just cutthroat and competitive and stressing, and you know, you go out and play golf, you know, 18 holes at the local Breck Park, and you get a couple, you know, been out of shape over a couple of 4-footers that you missed. But I mean, you leave it at the course. I couldn't imagine traveling with your golf game.
I know.
And being obsessive about like, why is this not happening now?
Why is my
The
short
Brooks
game not
Koepka-
working?
The Brooks Koepka episode is heart-wrenching.
Really?
Like, I mean, it's just, his mind is in a pretzel. I mean, he was on top of the world 2 years ago. I mean, every time he stepped out there, he was winning. He was winning major championships. He was winning tournaments all over the place. I mean, and when golf is easy like that, you know, I mean, the mental game of it.
Yeah.
Like, even like Scotty Scheffler saying, was like, even when you're on top of the world, like he is, like he's winning everything, you're still waiting like this is too good. You know,
Well, and it's just you.
That's
That's the
the problem.
difference. There's no team. You know, the spotlight is on you. Everything is up to you. I can't imagine that amount of pressure.
yeah.
But the
no,
money
it
they
is.
make too. I didn't realize how much.
The money's
money.
crazy, you know. Like if
It's
you don't
crazy.
if you don't make the cut, you have worked for free. So like if you
Sure.
so Thursday and Friday gives the opportunity for you to play on Saturday and Sunday at a golf tournament, and Thursday and Friday's average score is going to dictate like who makes it to the weekend. Like there's going to be a cutoff line, and if you're below that cutoff line, you're out. You know, and if you're out, you don't make a penny. But a lot of these, if you make the cut, like last place is like $60,000.
That's
You know what I
wild.
mean? Like, I mean, somebody tied for like 17th place and took home like $250,000 in one of these tournaments. I mean,
Well,
the
what happens
money
if you don't make the cut? Like, what do you just wait for the next tournament
you
to
gotta
start?
go to, you know, like get ready for next Thursday. You know, like you got to travel a couple of days ahead to go play the course and make sure you don't miss the cut 2 consecutive weeks, because if you do, whoever the sponsor is on your hat, whoever's sponsoring, you know, like on your bag, on your chest, it's going to be like, yo, bro, I mean,
So you just don't get paid? I mean, is
you
that
don't
like
get paid by the tournament.
okay?
You know, like you don't get paid to play if you don't make the weekend. If you don't make it past Friday, you're not getting paid at all.
That's stressful.
It is.
That's really the only type of athlete, I guess, that's like that, right?
Yeah.
That you're not getting consistently paid.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's what you learn, like week in, week out, how stressing this is for not the people in the top 10. You know what I mean? Like these guys are taking home checks every single week. If they miss a cut, it doesn't set them back tremendously. But there is a section of the tour that they live or die by making the cut.
Yeah,
like
have to.
they're not necessarily trying to win the tournament. They're just trying to make the cut to get a paycheck. Like this week it might be 150. Next week it might be 25. Whatever it is, you got to take home money. You know what I mean? Like you can't go and work for
that's
free.
tough.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That's really tough.
Like
I
Brooks
didn't even
Koepka
think
is
about
now
that.
like he's at a spot where he's like was winning tournaments 2 years ago, like where he never even was thinking about the cut line. Like he wasn't thinking. He was setting the cut line. Now to struggling to make it to the weekend. I mean, golf is a brutal game. Like I mean, like when you're riding high, you're thinking, damn, how could I ever play bad? You know what I mean? And when you're playing bad, you're like, how did I ever play good? I mean, like, how was I ever any good at this? And you can see these dudes, even at the highest level, just battling. Like, just.
Man, you've sold me on it. Are you producing it?
Kepka's getting married. And like a lot of people kind of behind the scenes are like, that might be his issue. You know what I mean? Like, she's like showing him dresses.
Oh, so distraction.
I mean, and like he's sitting there with his putter in his hand, like gripping his putter, like looking up at her, and he's like, and
He doesn't care.
I mean, she's like, and then I'm gonna wear this one. He's like, all right. I mean, he's just in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot. All right, coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to talk to Joe Schwartz from LSU basketball. At 8:15, we're going to talk to Nathan Velasquez, as Nate is going to come in and give us a little bit on the latest on Hollywood. Looking forward to talking to Nate and catching up with him. Alec Baldwin's going to court tomorrow.
Ooh, tired of hearing about him.
We'll talk to Nathan about that. He also has some good reviews for us coming up here.
I saw something that was like, it's finally here. Like, Rust is finally back into production. I'm like, why are people acting like, yay, we finally get to, right? That's so strange. Like, I think it should just go away. No one wants to see that.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is
That is the weirdest.
is the review for
Whose mind did that come from?
I don't know. Somebody tripping on a lot of mushrooms.
On something, yeah.
I mean,
Aaron
it might have
Rodgers.
been worse.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
Maybe worse than mushrooms, Coach.
Definitely worse. That is such a bizarre thing.
Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Katie's Restaurant. Katie's Restaurant, of course, in Mid-City, New Orleans. katie'sinmidcity.com. Been around since 1984. Got an extensive menu down there at Katie's. They can help you out today. Look, fresh cold beer, man. Really cold beer going into the weekend. Everybody trying to get through Mardi Gras and Lent starting. Got a great Lenten menu down there at Katie's. If you're sticking to the Lenten rules, Katie's will help you take it. No meat on Friday, Katie.
I know. I'm having a dinner party at my house tonight.
What are you serving?
Pork and
red meat?
no, it's all seafood, and I don't even know how I thought of it because I don't observe that.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I've never done that.
So
I didn't grow up
luckily.
like that. Luckily, no, I thought about it.
Okay.
I thought about it, but I almost didn't. Like, I was gonna go with beef tenderloin, and then something clicked, and I was like, oh crap! All these people are probably Catholic.
School got real tough for me around this time.
Me too, man.
Do
I
they
would be
serve no meat at school?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
On
I went to
Fridays?
These were
Catholic
usually
school.
like the catfish strip days.
Yes.
Wait,
but
like every
was
school?
it catfish?
Yeah.
Or just Catholic schools?
Catholic schools.
Oh, just Catholic schools, I'd imagine.
Okay, not like public schools
No.
here.
I mean, that's who's recognizing it, right?
Yeah,
just the
but I mean,
Catholic schools.
Louisiana is so Catholic
Yeah,
heavy.
right.
I would think public schools have a lot of Catholic people too, right?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
but at a
parents
public
be
school,
mad?
you can't,
Yeah, they
you
can't
can't
like.
start incorporating religious rules.
That's true. That's
why,
true.
That's why we're at public schools.
That's true.
Private
Standing
school.
for your pledge of allegiance.
Yeah, private school they could do whatever they want. They could
That's
force you
true.
to do anything. And on Fridays at my school, we couldn't talk during Lent.
What?
So you can only imagine
What do you
how
mean,
that
like
was.
the
You
whole
couldn't
day?
talk during lunch.
Coach, they would kick you out the lunchroom for talking. Like they
On
basically
Fridays only.
Wait,
on Fridays
at
during
lunch
Lent.
only, or like the entire day, everybody was
at
muted?
lunch, like in the lunchroom.
Okay.
But still,
What
like,
is that?
Okay.
What's the
what
purpose
are we
of that?
accomplishing here?
Yeah.
exactly?
I mean,
And
you know, like what's
That's just asking for trouble.
you can only imagine how that
Telling
was.
I mean,
teenagers
that's
not
asking
to
for a
talk to
food
each
fight.
other.
Like,
It really is.
You're asking me to talk. Like I'm about to say something just to get out of here.
somebody's
Honestly.
gonna rip a fart?
Yeah, something.
I mean, like, it's too quiet in here.
Like,
Somebody say something.
The table I sat at was with all my friends. So
Sure.
like,
Absolutely,
Coach,
like-
I mean, somebody's about to crack a joke
Only
right
one
here.
person has to say one thing. I
Right.
mean, I'm busting out laughing.
What a stupid rule.
And they're like, Jacob Stewart, get out the lunchroom. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I go eat my lunch outside.
Is there a worse feeling in the world when you cannot stop laughing?
Oh God!
Like,
but it's so good. It's the best laugh.
Great laugh.
It's such a good laugh.
It's so funny.
Yes.
That's the problem.
I mean, I got sent to the principal's office one time for They pulled me out of class with the friend I was laughing at, and we couldn't tears were just shooting out of our eyes, snot coming out of our nose, and I looked at the teacher and I was like, "I'm so sorry." Through my tears of screaming, laughing, they're like, "Get to the office." I didn't care. It felt so good. It was like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep going because it's so worth it.
Right. Get you a good snort.
Yes.
Yes.
That's usually like the tipping point.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're trying to hold it in. You're like, I'm caught. I'm dead.
Teacher's just looking at you like, get out.
It's such a good feeling though.
Yes.
So yeah, no meat on Friday. So a seafood dinner party for my house tonight.
Sweet. What are we celebrating?
Nothing. Just the majority of our house being finished and actually having people over again. Okay. It was just time. I have a new neighbor, or the Godfreys, and they moved back and they're in the street behind me, having them over, some other people. So just
Party
a little
queen.
Festive. I know. I haven't entertained in a while.
You like to get together.
I love to entertain.
Big get together.
Well, I haven't been. I mean, my house has been out of commission since last summer, so I haven't really been able to have people over. Now the kids.
So this is the first.
This is the first for me. The kids now have had. It's a revolving door. I mean, they're back in it. They're like every night they're there. It's like all the friends are coming over, which I love.
So everything's all good.
They're almost finished. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 weeks?
We still have a portalet. Yeah, it's almost 2 weeks. We still got a portalet in the driveway
About
and
2
things
weeks.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like, well, we'll have it done in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, I mean, and we're starting. We're starting the back part of it now.
Maybe
so
April. You never know.
It'll be the end of the summer before we're done.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's what we signed up for.
Right.
Yeah. But the main inside part is done and hostable.
Maybe September.
Okay. Right. Maybe football season.
Yeah. We'll try to have you done by Florida State.
All right, second hour, we're going to talk some LSU basketball. Joe Schwartz is going to be here, assistant LSU women's basketball coach. Big one last night for the Tigers. We'll catch up with him. And then Nathan Velasquez will be here at 8:15. We'll catch up on Hollywood with Nathan, and we'll be out of here. We're looking forward to watching LSU baseball play today as the Tigers will take on Kansas State, 2 o'clock over in Round Rock, Texas, as they will be taking on Kansas State. Paul Skeens, reigning SEC pitcher of the week, getting the start for the Tigers. Looking forward to seeing the big fella roll today versus Kansas State. So that'll be fun to watch and keep up with the first pitch at 2 p.m. All right, come back with the second hour coming your way. We'll be talking some LSU basketball with Joe Schwartz and crew. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button. Jordy Culotta Show driven and brought to you each day by Go Chevrolet. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacy,
Greg Brooks. Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here we go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to FourierAgency.com.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here we go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Question.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live on this Friday morning. Appreciate you being here, starting your weekend here with us. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share button, comment button. As looking forward to our next conversation. As LSU basketball wins last night on the road versus Vanderbilt, 82-63, where the Tigers shot it last night. Really good, 51% from the field. They shot it 31% from behind the line last night. Did have 13 turnovers. I know that's something that Coach Mulkey doesn't like to see on the stat line at this part of the year. We're going to talk to one of her assistants, Joe Schwartz, who's back with us here in studio as late night flight and an early morning interview. I know those don't usually there's usually no vibe, so we appreciate you seeing us, bro. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Late night flights are fine. I'm used to it. I don't get a lot of sleep as it is, especially this time of year.
Yeah. Pull that thing up to you. Don't be scared of it.
Get right in there.
How was last night from your point of view?
It was good. There's a lot of things that we did really well. I think in the first half, getting back to that defensive mindset and rebounding. And then in the second half, we let them score 40 points. We're so close to being a really, really good defensive team. There's a lot of things we did well in the first half. One of the things that we chart are kills, so 3 stops in a row on the defensive end. And the idea of that is you get a stop, go down and score, get another stop, go down and score. That third one, that's a kill. That's when you really have your foot on the other team's neck and you can put them away. And the point of these kills is to expand leads. And last night in the first half, we had 6 opportunities to get kills, and we didn't capitalize. And a lot of those times they hit threes. And Vanderbilt's a team that shoots a lot of threes. And when you are playing really hard on the defensive end and scoring on the offensive end, you score 4 points or 5 points, and you have a chance to keep holding the defense to no points on their Vanderbilt's offense to no points on their side. It's kind of demoralizing when they throw in a 3 or bank in a shot after a really good defensive possession. But then there's other scenarios where we might have gotten 2 stops in a row. We go down on the offensive end and then have a live ball turnover and they get a wide open layup. So it's like you're completely just taking 2 steps back because you're not focusing on what you need to do on the offensive end, giving them a live ball turnover for a layup, or you just got to tip your cap if they hit a tough shot. But the idea of those kills are to separate yourself and really build a big lead to make yourself comfortable for late in the game. Not saying that we're going to be able to get up 20 every game. I mean, it's crunch time now. We've got 1 regular season game left, so you're fighting for your life. And all these teams that we're going to be playing from here on out, they don't want their seasons to end either. So I think taking a little bit more pride in our defense in the second half is going to be something that we focus on. I thought we're pretty good on the offensive end. Obviously, things we could clean up a little bit. Probably need to shoot it a little bit better from the free throw line. I think we were still under 70% last night, 68, 69%. But all in all, I think pretty good game. We've got some tired kids right now. I think Sunday is going to be a fun one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closing it out, regular season.
Closing it out, regular season. Not the last regular season home game. Little interesting tidbit here. I was talking to Jordan on the way over here. Last night, Tennessee played South Carolina in Knoxville. And I think up until last week, South Carolina obviously leads the league in attendance. They've got probably the biggest arena, and they've built that program up forever. So set them aside. We have now passed Tennessee for home attendance.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
In conference play.
Wow.
So
look at that.
I think
years.
that's going to be
That's huge.
something to highlight moving forward, because it just shows how quickly one icon can change a community, can change a program, and there's still a lot of work left to be done. So let's pack that place on Sunday.
Mississippi State coming in. It'll be senior day for the Tigers as they are honoring a group. What's that group been like, the senior class?
It's been very special, to say the least. All different types of kids. You got LaDeja Williams, who was a transfer from Missouri. She's kind of the oldie in the bunch from a physical standpoint and a literal standpoint. She's the one in the training room all the time. Her body's always aching. But she's been great this year. She's been a real good piece in the locker room. All the girls love her. And then you got Alexis Morris, and everyone loves Lex. She's kind of 6th or 7th year senior. I'm not sure what year she's on right now.
She played Simone.
Yeah, she's just the type of kid that you want on your team. She's real special in many aspects, on the court, off the court. Then you take Jasmine Carson, another transfer from West Virginia, who, I mean, as of late is starting to get back where we want to see her. I mean, going into March, it doesn't hurt to have an extra weapon behind the arc, and we've known all along that Jazz could shoot the ball lights out, but she's been pretty solid on the defensive end. And as teams start to scout us for the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament, it's nice to have another team have to respect the outside shot, which takes a lot of pressure off our inside game, which, as people probably have watched our games, our inside game has been where we've been very successful this year. And then you have Emily Ward, a local kid, a coach's kid, and she's probably, and this is coming from a walk-on, she's probably one of the most full circle, all around, completely bought in, happy, never complains about anything kid that I've ever been around. She understands the game of basketball. She understands her role. I don't think I've ever seen her upset about anything. And I've seen the kid cry two times last year on senior night for the kids that she played with, Jalen Cherry, Kayla Pointer, those girls. And then this year, we were doing a relay race in practice, and they were running full speed, and she got kind of bumped into, tripped headfirst into the wall. Wow. May or may not have gotten a concussion, but her face is red, tears flowing, but she's still smiling. So you've got a kid that she's tough as nails. She's never going to let you know if she's hurt. She's never going to let you know if she's upset about anything. But yeah, we've got a special group, and even though it's not the last home game of the season, with it being the last regular season home game that LSU facilitates, I think it's something that 5 o'clock on Sunday, no football going on, baseball's on the road, no excuse, go get some crawfish before the game, drink a few beers, and pack that place.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's a great entertainment. What y'all have put into the public more than anything is a very viable option. I think what people don't understand is that everybody's got options out there, and to look and see that place have 15,000, have 10, 12,000, 8,000 regularly that are coming out in support. People are making choices that's where they want to be, and I think it's, a lot of it is because of the product on the floor. It's a fantastic, fun, entertaining product to watch.
Definitely. I tell a lot of my buddies, because I've got a lot of friends that work on the men's side. I've got former teammates who are playing overseas right now, Spain, Turkey, Indonesia, and it's 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning where they are, and they're tuned in streaming our games, and they're like, dude, y'all have more fans at y'all's games than we had when we played at Texas.
Right.
It's something that when you come to a game at the PMAC, you're trying to figure out how you're going to get tickets to come back, because the product we put on the floor, and the atmosphere in and of itself. We've gone to some different venues this year on the road, and these 3 letters I thought were special, but as you go to these arenas, and I'm not just talking about in the States, in the United States, we went to the Bahamas, we were in Puerto Rico last year, this year in Hawaii, we took over an elementary school. All the teams in the tournament were able to do a community service day at an elementary school, and the night of our second game in Hawaii, there were probably 200 elementary school kids all wearing LSU stuff. And it just shows you how powerful of a brand LSU is and how special of a place this is, because when you see fans all over the world repping these 3 letters, it kind of gives you chills.
For sure. Joe Schwartz joining us here, LSU women's basketball coach, assistant basketball coach, going into Sunday's game for senior day. All right, Angel Reese and Alexis last night, from a scoring standpoint, really dominated, combined for 44. What are you seeing from those 2 games? Because it seems like how they go really kind of dictates a lot of the tempo of the program right now. Where do you see their game heading into March?
I think we needed that from them. Angel's been playing really well as of late. Well, really all season. 26 double-doubles is unheard of. Alexis she's kind of been sneaky playing well. The scoring hasn't really been her main thing. She's been scoring, but a lot of assists, getting people involved. But I think it's pretty obvious that Lex has a chip on her shoulder for this final lap, so to speak. We were talking last night on the plane. She wanted to watch some film, and she don't want this thing to end. And we've got, I think, a maximum of 10 games left if you were to add it all up. We have 1 against Mississippi State, 3 in the SEC tournament and then 6 to win it all. So you have a maximum of 10 games left. But what I said, Lex, on the flip side, you've got a minimum of 3. Mm-hmm. So you play Sunday, and then you only have 2 games guaranteed after that. So really, and this is something that Coach Mulkey has talked about with Alexis, is you're the author of your book, and the final chapter is being written as we speak, at least from a college standpoint. And she's had such a great career. She's been all over the place. She's kind of had her resurgence here at LSU, and I think it's going to be really special what we do in March, and it's going to be led by your senior, Alexis. Angel's kind of filled into that role as a captain, but we've got other pieces. And yes, Angel and Alexis carry the team quite a bit, but we can't do it without the role players. And I thought last night, from a defensive standpoint, seeing Flau'jae Johnson just lock down a fifth-year senior for Vanderbilt. She had some great plays in transition. And there's little things that you don't see on a stat sheet that kids do that really excites a coaching staff. I thought Kateri Poole played really well last night and has been playing well as of late. Poa has been playing really well as of late. Hit a shot early last night, rolled her ankle. She'll be fine. Didn't play in the second half just because of that ankle, but she was walking fine. And then Samaya Smith, another freshman, true freshman, who, I mean, that kid's going to be a force to be reckoned with moving forward. Maybe next year, year after that, she could be where some of those South Carolina girls are, talking about post play. Wow. She can elevate. She has a quick jump, and her second jump's even quicker than the first. She's got great instincts. She's a great shot blocker. And so Alexis and Angel, yeah, those are – it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Those are our 2 main pieces, but it's one big puzzle. We've said it since this summer. Our theme is piece it together. We've been able to piece together a pretty awesome season, but here we are, year 2, finishing second in the league. We really haven't done much besides win 26 games. We're trying to win championships, and even though we didn't get the regular season championship, we still have a chance to win a tournament championship, and we still have a chance to make a run in March. So,
do you pay attention to seeding at all?
It's human nature to. Yeah. You try not to. It's interesting to see how the committee actually does what they do, because on one side they tell you strength of schedule doesn't matter and we're going to base it off net. They'll tell you the AP rankings don't matter. We're going to base it off something else. I did see last night they came out with the new top 16 rankings or seeds. They've got us as the first number 2 seed, which give us whatever seed you want, but it just make a little bit more sense. Like how I've seen Utah play. Utah's a great team, but Utah loses to a ranked opponent and drops 4 spots in the AP polls, but gets the last number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot of basketball left to be played. I think they still have to play Stanford, but then you take a team like UConn, who has been riddled with injury all year. Still a great team, great program historically, but are they really a number 1 seed? I know they have them on the 2 line now, but as of last week, they had them as a 1, and they lost to an unranked team and have been in 3 really close games to unranked teams. So it's kind of confusing how the committee is going to decide it. I know our strength of schedule hasn't been great, but looking at some of the games we've played, you can't tell me that Ole Miss should not be in the top 25. You can't tell me that Tennessee shouldn't be in the top 25. And the fact that they're not even receiving double-digit votes in the top 25,
that's weird.
It's just crazy. But if we take care of business on Sunday, have a good showing in Greenville next week, we'll take care of what we need to take care of, and that'll put us in a good position come Selection Sunday. I really hate how they've taken away the other 2 regionals this year. I think that kind of takes away from the March Madness experience. I think 2 locations is just – it's brutal. I mean, there's something to be said about having your full bracket with 4 different regions. You don't have to worry about the other teams. When I played for Coach Smart, even though we didn't win any NCAA tournament games, I remember that first tournament that we made – we walked in the locker room and he broke it down into a 4-team region. So that's what you're playing for. And luckily that 4-team region is going to be in Baton Rouge this year. We're going to get those first 2 games at home. And the goal is to get out of that region and on to regionals. And then when we get there, you reset, you refocus, and another 4-team region. And then you know what comes after that, Dallas. So the goal now, I mean, we'd love to go to Dallas. We'd love to go to a Final Four, but there's a lot of work to be done. And we've put ourselves in a really good position. But as far as seeding goes, we know they're not going to pair us with South Carolina just because SEC. And other than that, we've watched a lot of film. We've watched a lot of games live. Anyone's beatable on any given day, including South Carolina.
I agree.
South Carolina's been taken to the wire by Ole Miss. Tennessee played them real well last night. I didn't get to watch much of that game, but I think Tennessee was up in the first quarter. South Carolina went on a big run, was up 4 at half, and then starts the second half on a 17-0 run. And that's the thing. If you can limit South Carolina's big runs, which sounds a lot easier than actually doing it, they're beatable. But everyone knows that there's a reason they haven't lost a game this year. They've got 6 really good seniors. They've got more size and depth than anyone. But put us on a neutral site and see what happens.
Absolutely. Great job up to this point, Coach. Great win last night. Thanks for waking up and getting in the studio with us this morning after last night's late flight. Remember, Senior Day coming up on Sunday for LSU women's basketball. It'll be the last regular season game that you'll have an opportunity to see in the Maravich Center with the Tigers involved. And it'll be the last time that LSU's running the event in the Maravich Center. After that, it'll be NCAA's with LSU on the floor. But Sunday, 5 o'clock, tip-off, Mississippi State, Senior Day. Should be a beautiful weekend and a great way to end it and close. It'll be in the Maravich Center with all of us watching the Lady Tigers go for another win in the SEC. Great to see you, Coach. Thank you as always.
Thank you. One last thing I will add to the students, because it's kind of been my role the past year and a half, 2 years, as far as getting students and those type of fans to the game. Big thank you, number one, because there's a lot going on during the week, on the weekends. I know the students are always busy. But for the seniors especially, who probably had a year and a half taken away of their college experience because of COVID, I think it's real special to see how we've kind of bounced back from that and been able to pack the student section. That's been real special to our girls. And as a senior who's in college now, if you haven't experienced a game at the PMAC yet and you want to see one last regular season home game, it is our gold game. Every fan's supposed to wear gold. I just say experience while you can, because as a former college kid who still loves sports, you're not going to get these days back. And you're going to look back in a few years and say, oh, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. So Sunday's a great opportunity. Hopefully you haven't had much stress this week. It was Mardi Gras week. I know they didn't have school. You probably have spring break coming up. So give yourself a reason to have some fun on Sunday. It'll mean a lot to our girls. It'll mean a lot to our staff. There's going to be a very, very big crowd on Sunday. It's something that we're going to be pushing. It's something that the girls deserve. It's something that this community deserves. And the students are a big part of that. So it's not a desperate plea to get students to the game, but just come out and enjoy it, because it's the last one of the regular season. And then once the postseason comes around, we'll make sure the students have their seats reserved, and we'll keep the PMAC rocking in the best home atmosphere in the country.
5 o'clock Sunday. A lot of compliments on your suit game, Coach. Killing it, bro.
I appreciate it. It's not just me. It's everyone else on the staff.
I mean, it's got to be kind of competitive. I mean, I'm like, what if somebody showed up looking like me?
Oh, please.
Like on the staff?
I mean, not like with the clothes, because I wear the same thing every day. I mean, is Starkey kind of like, fella? I don't know. What do y'all want from me on this?
I mean, Starkey and Johnny are probably the two best dressed from a formal, just complete business
professional.
Yes, business professional.
Yep.
But last night I will say, so Vanderbilt's gym did not have air conditioning.
Yeah,
which is
Gymnasium.
absolutely unheard of.
Absolutely.
Why?
Great question. The SEC gets $49 million a year, and they can't put an air conditioning unit.
They don't even have a softball team, coach. What are they doing with all that?
It's awful. I mean, and we don't normally complain about stuff like that. Like, my high school gym didn't have air conditioning. I loved it. I'd still go in and score 30 a night. Like, it was awesome. But for a Power 5 SEC team to not have air conditioning in their gym, and it's a nice gym, and they've got nice locker rooms, they've got nice weight room, nutrition, everything. But then you walk into that big auditorium type gym and there's no air conditioning. Even Johnny, he said before the game, he said, I tried it in warm-ups, I'm taking my blazer off. So last night was a little bit more casual from that aspect, but Sunday we should have some good outfits, and then moving forward into the tournament, you hope you get to wear 7, 8, 9, 10 more outfits.
Have you worn anything twice?
No.
No.
You haven't.
Okay.
Nope. Can't repeat. I learned that from Jennifer. Jennifer said, do not repeat outfits. People know.
You can't. Everybody's looking at you.
Everyone's
taking your photo.
Sometimes in the non-conference you can get away with it if you're not on TV, but the problem at LSU is every game's either streamed or on national television. So
the pressures.
You've got to bring it. And then when you have
problems of a top 3 program,
then when you have your boss dressing better than anyone,
now she plays that down a lot. Like, I don't know what I'm wearing. They just lay it out for me and I put it on. Is that true?
That is 100% true. It's been like that for a long time. My mom actually used to help with some of her clothes back in the early days when she was at Baylor, and now people just bring her clothes.
So does she not care about fashion, or she just?
Oh, she absolutely loves.
She
fashion.
loves
fashion,
okay.
but
she just trusts other people.
She does, but it's gotten to a point now where she has so many options. We were on the bus on the way home on the way back to the hotel from shoot-around yesterday, and she turns around and looks at Jennifer, and she said, so-and-so's trying to send me a suit. I told her to call you and organize all that and get it to Baton Rouge. So we've got people sending her sweaters, sparkles, sequin, whatever, and her closet. I think The Advocate did an article on her closet, and it's like, I think last year Kramer went into her closet one time and was like, Mom, you're wearing this for the Missouri game. And it was the black with the kind of firework-looking sparkles on it, and it's kind of turned into a game for her. Just whatever she decides she's going to go with. I really don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it as far as what she decides to wear. Coach G has really helped me this year from a fashion standpoint. You know, G's wife, I mean, he completely outdid himself. His wife has great fashion sense. His wife actually played basketball with Daphne at Georgia Tech. Wow. So you got a little connection there. But we'll go on the road, and Coach G, I'll bring like 2 or 3 options on the road, and G's like, all right, wear this, wear that. But the funny thing is, I know we probably have to wrap it up soon.
No, you're good.
For the Tennessee game, it was a whiteout, and I sent G what I was wearing. He said, all he said was, don't wear that. I was like, what? He never tells me that. And I'm like, no, I have to. It's the only white I have. Well, I show up in it, and he's wearing something that looks almost exactly the same. And he was like, that's why I told you not to wear it. But, you know, G's kind of been like an older brother to me just because he's been around for a while. We kind of come from the same, both played college sports. I didn't get to play pro sports, but we both love the game of basketball. He's one of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever been around. He just lives and breathes basketball and recruiting especially, which is eventually where I want to get. You can't really open up a book one day and say, here's how you recruit women's basketball. I lived through the days of AAU high school ball, so I know all the high school boys coaches, all the AAU boys coaches, but as I've gotten over to the women's side, and this is year 2, you have to start to make those connections and learn how to recruit on that side. And I think it's good to have kind of a mentor like G, and then you have someone like Johnny who has been on staff with Coach for a long time, someone like Bob Starkey who's been on both sides, men's and women's, for a long time. It's just special what we have as a staff, and what we're building. And even yesterday, about 30 minutes before the bus was supposed to leave, G sends me a text, what room are you in? And I was like, 1731. He's like, all right, well, my steamer's not working, and I really don't know how to steam my shirt. Tiffany normally does it for me, so can you steam my shirt? And I was like, bring it up. So I steamed it for him, and he's just – we've got a unique staff. We've got a really unique staff. It's a fun staff, and it's a staff that has gotten to experience a lot, and for G and I and Shantae, three of the newer ones, we really haven't gotten to experience to the big time, the Sweet 16s, Elite 8s, Final Fours, what the other people on the staff have gotten to experience. So really hoping that we've got something special for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Feels like it. Feels like it. Keep it up, man. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank y'all for having me.
Joe Schwartz, LSU women's assistant basketball coach. Remember, 5 p.m. on Sunday, Tigers closing out the regular season home schedule inside the Maravich Center. We'll be back. Nathan Velasquez, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team. Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college, for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to FourierAgency.com. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson & Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team. along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier, Kyron Lacy, Greg Brooks.
Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Welcome back here, Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Hit that like button, share button, comment button if you don't mind. We appreciate you being here live on this Friday, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Thanks to Joe Schwartz from LSU Women's Basketball for stopping by. Ladies going to close out the home regular season Sunday versus Mississippi State. 5 o'clock tip-off. Expecting a big crowd. Should be a good way to end the weekend if you're looking for some entertainment. Stop by and see him. Nathan Velasquez stops by with us every Friday. Looking forward to getting back to our conversation with Nate Dogg as he joins us from New York City here on this closing out the week on this Friday. Nate, good morning. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, this is like the 10th time this month that I've heard about this full swing thing that y'all were talking about a few segments back.
So you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet, but everyone that's told me about it, they know that I'm into Formula One. I've watched a few seasons of the Drive to Survive thing, and they're like, they're doing the same thing now with golf. I've heard a lot about it, and it's and didn't y'all say they're doing it in the NFL now too, right?
They're doing it in the NFL. They're doing it with quarterbacks. The full swing it's gripping because it just gives you really good access. I mean, it takes you with whoever the story is that week. You're with them. Mm-hmm. You're going home with them. You're traveling with them. You're seeing the lifestyle of a professional golfer. I mean, we see him Thursday through Sunday, and you got to get to see him throughout the entire week behind the scenes.
I honestly would not have even expected that this whole, like, Netflix in particular is following athletes in detail to kind of start elevating all these sports that are going on. Like, I think we talked about it a few months ago, ESPN had to pay for the Formula One licensing. Like, it went up like 250% because Netflix made Drive to Survive so popular. I know that I don't know a ton about golf, but I know that LIV is making it very difficult for some people. At least they're making some people sweat in the PGA. So it makes sense. I would have never expected, though, that is a development that would have happened.
And the LIV storyline is huge in full swing. Like, I mean, it's all over the place. It's cool to see, you know, just the emphasis that LIV is and the pressure, like you said, putting on the PGA.
It's weird. It's weird. Also, just the amount of money they make. I know that like racers, for one, make an insane amount of money. The amount of money some of those coaches make, but man, those golfers to almost be like an island.
Yes,
that's weird. That part's weird.
You're your own corporation. All right, Nate. Let's see here. We got a good review that we're going to talk about here with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. But let's start here with the theaters. AMC. Is starting to take a little bit advantage of some social media game here, and they're doing some charging extra on Patreon. What's going on here?
So theaters have been back in full swing for a while. Like this story, there was even a story at one of these award shows that's going on. Steven Spielberg went up to Tom Cruise and was like, "Thank you, man. You saved the theaters." Like Top Gun now is like the thing that did it last year. Got everyone back. Like during the pandemic, everyone was like, "Oh, is this the end of theaters?" But last year, people started packing out the theaters. It's been a positive thing now that everyone wants to go and see something that they can't see on scale at home. But AMC, I don't know. I feel like they stepped in it now with this announcement that they made. Now there are going to be pricing tiers for the seats that you want. So when you go to AMC now, you can sit for regular pricing kind of on the sides if you want one of those aisle seats, regular pricing. But if you're going to want a seat closer to the middle, that kind of like that triangle view that you have there, the great seats in the middle that kind of fan out towards those front rows, that's going to cost you about $2 extra now. So around the country, it's about $17 now if you want to sit in a good seat. But the good news is, though, if you want a discount overall, if you want to pay cheaper overall, you can sit in the very front row, and they'll take about $3 off of your ticket if you do that. This feels, I don't know if they're kind of just testing this out, but this sounds like a very stupid idea, especially after there's been so much momentum on Cocaine Bear is out. It's out today. Came out today. That's going to be a movie that people are going to want to get. I feel like there hasn't been a movie like that in a while where everyone is going to go and want to see something that is that stupid, maybe with a group of people. It feels like the type of movie that's like, let's just get a group and let's just go see it. Like, there's no pressure. We're not going to, it's going to be a fun, stupid time, even if it's bad. We're all going to get a spectacle of it. But they're rolling this out right now. It seems Scream 6 is coming out. That's going to be another movie that's kind of like that. I kind of hope this fails. This feels kind of stupid. This feels pretty stupid.
I Am Legend 2 is also getting greenlit, or has been greenlit, with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. What do you expect of this flick?
I am excited for it. I really liked I Am Legend whenever it came out. The weird thing about this is that they are going. I don't want to spoil I Am Legend for anyone, so I won't say what the ending was. But they're saying that the second movie is going to be based on the alternative ending to I Am Legend. So for everyone that has seen I Am Legend, and you're wondering, I'm a little confused by hearing that we've got a second one coming out. How are they going to do that? The answer is the alternate ending that came out back like a year after on DVD, whenever I Am Legend came out on DVD. That is going to be what they're basing the sequel on. And I cannot remember another time where that actually happened. I feel like it is a ballsy move for a studio to be like, yeah, we're doing another movie. And if you're wondering how, it's because you have to go back to the DVD or go on YouTube and look up the alternate ending to the first movie. That's what we're basing the sequel on. It's just weird. I cannot remember another time that's ever happened before.
Just money, right? I mean, they're seeing too much money on the table.
Absolutely just money. But I wonder how much they actually thought about that with, like, if Will Smith, because he's a executive producer on this, obviously. He's just in the room and he's like, I'd like to be in the second one. Didn't we kind of send something? Didn't we put something on YouTube out like in 2010 that was a scene of me kind of like saving the day? It's like, yeah, let's do that. We're doing it based on that. We'll be good. We'll be good. So it's just strange. It's just funny, the hubris of some of those decisions.
Speaking of hubris, Alec Baldwin is confirming for the first time since being charged that Rust will continue production here. We've talked a little bit about this, but now that it's been confirmed, what is your thoughts? And then Baldwin going to be in court tomorrow.
So he actually, on the whole, like, legality of what's going on with him in those proceedings, he was charged officially with manslaughter, facing 18 months in prison. He actually waived the right of the trial that was going to be done today. A bunch of people said that the reason for that was to make it seem like this is not that big of a deal. I guess he still hasn't seen how big of a deal it is, but eventually maybe that wave will crest and he'll get that. But yeah, I think the biggest thing ever since he was actually charged was, is this movie going to happen? Because like in December, they said the movie's going to keep going, but then the charges came out in January. So it was like, there's no way the movie's going to happen now. But all of the tastemakers, the Hollywood, Variety, Deadline, they came out with the statement about 2 weeks ago with this very weird vibe of like, oh, finally, the Rust movie's going to happen. We're finally going to get to see it. No one knew about this movie before this shooting happened. No one would have cared about this movie. Alec Baldwin has made like 2 other movies with this director, and they are like the VOD trash that you would have to go on some weird, maybe like Tubi or something. One of those streaming services that you don't have, that you've never heard, with movies you've never heard of. Rust was going to be one of those movies. But now the industry is like, congratulations, hooray, we're going to get Rust. What a triumph that we're going to... No one was ever going to see this movie. That part feels so slimy. Mm-hmm. The like, we're going to put this out for $4 in about 9 months. And I mean, you know that it's going to make money because it's going to be like, well, what the hell? Who did it? But all the press is like, we have to honor the cinematographer's legacy. That's why we're doing this. It's just like, I doubt that. Right. I highly doubt that. Yeah, right. It's just a little nasty.
The sympathetic Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Alec Baldwin's just on the stand. Right. Like we just felt. The only thing that made me cry more than someone, accidentally firing that gun, was that this movie wouldn't be finished. Sure. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to her legacy. It's so weird.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is being reviewed right now at the 5 Minute Critic. Nate, what do we think here?
So it's out. For those of you that don't know, the Winnie the Pooh story, Disney didn't actually write that. The characters are in the public domain. They have been in the public domain for a little bit. So from a legal perspective, as long as, if you want to go out and make a movie about Winnie the Pooh, as long as it doesn't look exactly like the way that Disney draws Winnie the Pooh and all the Winnie the Pooh characters, you can go out and do whatever you want with those characters. So this is our first iteration of Winnie the Pooh outside of the whole Disney lore. And yeah, it's blood and honey. The story is that Christopher Robin went to college, kind of like Toy Story, went to college, was no longer playing with the childhood friends. And so the childhood friends then kind of forgot the ways of humanity that they had learned and eat Eeyore. This is kind of like the opening, so I'm not giving anything away here. They then resign their humanity because they've done this terrible thing because they were going hungry one winter. And then after years, they then vow, because Christopher Robin betrayed them, they're now going to go on a bloodthirsty rampage of killing as many humans as they can.
Wow.
And look, first of all, we're not talking about, like, compare this to Shawshank Redemption, the movie gets 2 stars. But for what this movie's trying to do, it's going for shock value. It's going for, can we see Pooh? This one just follows Pooh and Piglet. Can we follow Pooh and Piglet and give everyone this shock value of seeing these characters go, bloodthirsty through the forest? And the movie's very funny. It is the type of movie that if you put it on with your friends, it's going to be a ton of laughs, unintentional laughs. But I will say the movie I liked it a lot more than I thought it was going to. It is stupid, but particularly the beginning and the ending, it does kind of reach a moment that's like, I did not expect there to actually be, I didn't think they'd be able to pull it off as much as they do. Still, it is not a good movie, but it is better than I thought it would be. And I would say even maybe worth $2 to rent it at some point if you kind of get a group of friends together. The more impressive thing I think about this movie is that it was done on a budget of $100 million. $100 million, what am I saying? $100,000. And it's been in theaters for just a few days. It's made $3 million now.
Wow.
So fantastic job to the crew that got such a return. And they've confirmed there's going to be a second one now that involves all of the creatures from the Winnie the Pooh stories. So is this going to be able to kick off a franchise? I don't know. But the first one has done such good business that the movie does kind of suck with a few gory upsides if you're into that type of thing. But the movie is a success for the people that made it, which is, I'm just, good for them. Good for them.
Nathan Velasquez, the 5-Minute Critic. Find him on YouTube, and you can catch him here every Friday on the Jordy Culotta Show. Have a great weekend, Nate.
Y'all too.
All right, there he is, Nathan Velasquez. Make sure and follow him on YouTube at the 5-Minute Critic. City Cafe bringing you that conversation. CityCafeBR.net. City Cafe, where good friends meet, where good friends go to eat. Appreciate you closing out your week with us. If you're looking for good food for the weekend, stop in at City Cafe, including Sunday brunch, 10 a.m. over at City Cafe. On the corner of O'Neill and George. O'Neill is where you can find them. If you want to see the menu online, check them out, CityCafeBR.net. Over 100 years in business. Good shows this half week. Thanks for being with us. Happy belated Mardi Gras. Happy first Lenten Friday
is that
to
a
you.
Thing?
I don't know.
Belated Mardi Gras.
I feel like it is a thing, Katie.
Happy Seafood Day.
It's the
Happy
best holiday.
Only Eating Fish Day.
You got you gonna do the tearaways today?
I don't have anything on under
Okay.
this. That would be really weird.
You gotta have something on under there. You could have some shock value walking into a meeting.
Well, who's gonna tear away my pants?
You are. They're checking in the game. That's the reason for it.
I mean, yeah, we're not tearing these.
Alligood, get in.
That would be crazy.
Have a great day. Hit that like button, share button, comment button. Go Chevrolet driving us.